Good. Good evening, all. Welcome, welcome to our Unpassive Caribbean webinar. Wasn't that amazing? Wow. Our world is certainly about to change. How fortunate we are to be in. Now, I know many of the founders are anxious. After tonight's webinar, you would leave here well-informed and satisfied. Now, we have a three-part webinar planned for you. The first part would be reflections by some of the leaders, then the highlight of the night, which would be the overview, and then we would have question and answers. Before we begin, let's just go over some housekeeping reminders. One, you are reminded that this is a business meeting. So we ask that you be properly attired. If you have to move about or eat or drink, please turn off the camera so that you will not distract anyone. Yes? Now, for the Q&A, we are only going to entertain raising your virtual hand. And we have Donna, Maxwell, and Beverly, Barrett to help you with that. No posting in the chat. Raise your hands. To do that, you must have your name clearly written and your country. So let's get into the first part, which would be the reflections. Now, for this part, I am going to call each speaker would be leaders that you're familiar with. In 3 to 5 minutes, you're going to tell us about your journey, about your experience, and share that with us. So we're going to start off with the first one. Are you ready? Robert King from New York. Let's welcome Robert. Let's cheer for Robert. Robert, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, we are longing to hear from you. 3 to 5 minutes.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Take it away.
Technical troubles. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Okay, good.
Yes, okay.
Okay, I want to say hello to everyone. Good evening, all. My name is Robert King, and I'm one of the principal team leaders of the Caribbean group. It was back in 2018 that I received an email from Michael Williams, and the email was a webinar. Well, I knew Michael before from another company, but anyhow, when I got onto the webinar, Ash was speaking, I got on late. And what Ash was saying at the time I got on had some appeal to me, because he was saying that people cannot recruit. And he said what happens as a result, they join a program, they believe they're going to make some money. And then in a short time, they realize they cannot make money, they join something else. And they keep going from program to program to program. Now, I knew that to be true in my case. And I always wanted something that was automated and where someone else could recruit or, do the marketing for me. So when Ash said, he said, what if we could create a company that will do the marketing and the recruiting, follow up on the sales? And from the time he said that, I said, good. I said, if they could do that, I am in. But the next webinar, I said, we have decided to create such a company. And the only thing is we need to know what to name it. So I'm thinking in my head, well, what could we name this company? But anyway, the next webinar, he said, we have a name, and it was Unpassive. At this time, they had no website, nothing like that. Now, when the pandemic came in 2019, since most of us were at home, I said, why don't we call together the people that have gathered into Unpassive and have a meeting? So we did. And there were 19 of us that gathered at 1 o'clock back in 2019 to this meeting, and we didn't know what to do. So we just thought we should discuss when it's going to launch. And we thought it was going to launch back then. Well, anyway, we had our discussion. The meeting was over. We said we'd get together the next week. And the next week, we did an interview. I gave Dexter a number of questions that he should ask, and I would answer them. And during the time we were thinking of the next meeting, my wife said, why don't we do a presentation? And I said, well, we have no presentation. She said she saw one in the back office. So we took that presentation, cut it down to what we thought we needed, and that was our first webinar. And we have been going since then. Now, as time went on, Michael Williams gave me a call and he said, what if I could help your group to be, we were just like 200 people at that time when he called me. He said, what if I could help your group to become 1,000 before launch? And I thought he was just talking because he had a mouth. Because how could you make 200 people into 1,000 and we are thinking that the launch is imminent? Anyway, so said, so done. He came on board, he spoke to us, and we knew that he sounded like he meant what he said, and we knew he was a marketer. And anyway, today we number over 4,000. I'm unsure as to what the real number is, but I think it's maybe 4,000 plus. Now, let me tell you about the original 19 people. They were me, my brother Roger, Sandra, you all know Sandra, Neslyn, Nicole, Dexter. When Dexter came, we started to grow rapidly. Beverly Reed, I think she was the only original person from Jamaica at the time. And then later on, we had others who joined us. We have members today from the Caribbean, Guyana, Panama, Canada, England, Cyprus, Australia. So, having said that, you kind of have a history of our Caribbean team, and we are happy to have all of you here with us. We are happy that we have a good leader, Michael Williams, who has been an immense help in getting us to where we are. We have great people out of Jamaica. They have done a lot, and I mentioned Dexter before. So with that in mind, I would now end my review or my little or short or brief history of how the Caribbean group started.
Thank you very much, Robert. And I, for one, enjoyed a lot of the times, the webinars when you take time to show us the back office and to help us navigate through that. And I know many founders would have benefited from your love and your encouragement. Thank you very much for that. Yes? All right. Now, on passive, so we got that history there. On passive is also bringing out talents that people didn't know they had. So let's go to the next speaker and she'll tell you all about that. Let's welcome Sharon Hepburn from New York. Take it away, Sharon.
Thank you, Sue, for that warm welcome. Thank you, Sue. Hello, everyone. It's an honor and a great pleasure to be here. My name is Sharon Hepburn from Yonkers, New York, originally from Trinidad and Tobago. I joined on Passive in July 2020. And I would like to say thank you to our gracious CEO, Ashma Farah, and his family for this unbelievable opportunity. Not forgetting my wonderful sister, Sharon Alexander, for introducing me to this wonderful company. I'm excited. Appreciation also to the brilliance of the tech team for their hard work and tirelessness, the vibrant leaders and founders. I would like to sum up my journey on Passive as inspirational because of the motivation of the CEO, our team leader, Michael Williams AIM, and our team of ladies called the Blazing Stars. Because of their belief in me, I have been inspired to write over 100 poems which has been posted in our network to also inspire other founders through my journey. So it's fulfilling when you get a gift as wonderful as this. It's only fair to share it. And now I would like to read my poem called On Passive Inspiration. Oh, overwhelming experience we witness from the intricate work of our gracious CEO and the ambitious tech team that our minds cannot fully perceive. And non-stop work for the benefit of every founder is what we receive. For this, we greatly appreciate as we aim to achieve. Passion is a strong motivation that drives our vibrant CEO for Passive to unfold. Aspiration fuels the hard work of the leaders for founders to behold. Strength, power, love, trust, and belief are some of the attributes that link the unpassive train. Sustainability, value, honesty, and originality are qualities unpassive will maintain. Innovative products built from the ground up with unique features second to none, designed by our CEO, the mastermind. Voracious, we are to be a beacon of hope to humanity, even though the world can be unkind. Excitedly and wholeheartedly, we can express our goals and creativity because of one man's vision, his determination and courage will result in a celebration filled with mirth. And as our blazing stars says, if you don't care about anything or anyone, what is your life worth? Thank you everyone for listening. I appreciate you all.
Go Sharon, go Sharon. Sharon said it like a pro. On Passive will read, we know. Okay. Poetry is Sharon's forte. Let me leave it up to her. Thank you very much, my dear. Now, we're going all the way to Jamaica, and we are going to hear from Sherwin Williams. Let's hear your journey and experience. Over to you, Sherwin.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That was beautiful poetry on the part of Blazing Star on Pacifian Sharon. Now, just a little bit about my background. My name is Sherwin Williams. I'm your friend. I wish to begin by welcoming everyone to our Caribbean webinar with Mr. Michael Williams AIM. And what a wonderful time, I'm sure you'd agree, for us to be alive, to be witnessing all that's unfolding in Unpassive world. It's great, not just to witness history unfolding, but it's also great to be a part of history, and that's what we are. As for my background, I'm a real estate salesman with the Jamaican branch of the largest real estate company in the United States. That company was founded in 1982, research here. And I have a diverse career background, which includes life insurance and also computer technology. My wife and I also operated our own home-based business for over 20 years, starting in 1995. So we know what it is to be entrepreneurs. I became a founder with Unpassive since September 25, 2020. And I was later appointed as a member of the Unpassive Leadership Council, which is a prestigious position, I would suppose, for those who really wanted to support and to volunteer to carry out the mission of Unpassive. I was born and raised in the city of Montego Bay in Western Jamaica. It's called the tourism capital of Jamaica. if not the Caribbean. And I'm now living just 20 minutes outside of that city. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about how I was introduced to Unpassive. It was around the ending of August, the earlier few days in September 2020, that I was contacted by my good friend and brother, Mr. Delroy, Tomlinson. You recognize that this would have been at the time when the COVID-19 pandemic was gathering momentum and panic was spreading globally. So some would have thought it a bit counterintuitive that one would want to venture into something new, such as Delroy was introducing to me. That was considered by many to be poor timing. However, it's also happened to my wife and I had the decision because there were so many scams online and all around in the home-based business. We are going to make sure we have nothing to do with any of these so-called home-based business opportunities. So we basically decided that we weren't going to participate in any of these kind of things. However, when they approached me, the approach he took was coming from the standpoint of trying to recruit me into some kind of venture or anything, but he was explaining something very logical, a rational concept that this passive was introducing to the world, and I found it quite fascinating. We asked a number of questions just to see if I can understand clearly what the concept was. Now, basically, I found it to be really novel, quite feasible, and so we decided to jump on board. My journey with Unpassive so far, ladies and gentlemen, is best described as epic. It's a journey of personal growth, a journey of the acquisition of valuable knowledge, especially in what's happening in the world of computer technology. It's a journey of meeting great friends, many of whom are on this webinar right now. It's a journey of inspiring hope in others, knowing that the best is yet to come, further enriches the experience. And so we're having great fun. That effort that our CEO speaks about, fun. Yes, we are enjoying the journey with Unpassive so far. Now, I believe that this company is going to have a massive impact on humanity. So barring any major catastrophic event like a global nuclear holocaust, the mission that Unpassive was created and conceived to achieve is going to be realized in a massive way. And we are seeing that all the infrastructure is being put in place. And not just the physical infrastructure and the technological infrastructure, but the mindset is being inculcated in the founders. And that to me is key. The founders are getting the mindset, they understand the heart of the CEO, Mr. Ashmafara. And so basically, this is considered a done deal, as Mr. Michael Williams likes to say. Well, a little bit about our CEO, seeing that this is his brainchild, this is his passion. I am a quiet individual. I have this uncanny ability of looking into people's spirit and understanding them. And I'm hardly ever wrong with my assessment of an individual's character. And I see in Mr. Mafara complete sincerity about his professed intention to lift up humanity using technology as a tool to accomplish this noble and mammoth task. And so I believe that the concept is quite feasible. I believe the momentum we are seeing now is real and is going to continue to increase. What impresses me most about the CEO are things like his fixity of purpose. He's locked in on his mission and nothing is going to deviate him from that. He has a attitude, which is vital to accomplishing anything worthwhile. His clarity of vision is impressive. His ingenuity, his creativity, his capacity for original thinking, which results in innovation, not only on his part, but he inspires others to innovate. That is impressive. He creates new methodologies, things I've never seen before. His solutions are genius. He also has the ability to inspire others to adopt his outlook, his philosophy, and to embrace his dream and his mission. And so that makes him a brilliant leader. And with this kind of leadership, and the fact that we can all identify it and align ourselves with the mission, indeed, the unpassive mission is a done deal. And so that's my bit to share with you this evening, ladies and gentlemen.
That was very, very encouraging. And I could hear your passion. And I'm quite sure that the decision you made, your founders would take time tonight to make sure and say to you, thank you for changing your mind and taking this move. Thank you very much, Sherwin. So we are going to go on to another speaker, Mrs. Nicole King, also known as our boss lady. Let's hear it for the boss lady, Nicole.
Thank you.
Is for you.
Thank,
yeah, Mike
thank
is on
you. Thank you, Sue. And hello, everyone. As was said, my name is Nicole King, and I'm originally from Trinidad as well, and now reside with my family in a small town called Croton-on-Hudson, and this is in Westchester County, New York. I would like to welcome everyone to the Caribbean or the Unpassive Caribbean webinar. Now, I found out about Unpassive through Robert King, who is my husband, first speaker. And this happened in February of 2020. Now, when I heard about Unpassive, it was just what I was looking for, because I thought these digital products would be helpful as usual for the women entrepreneurs and the small business owners. And I get to make money while helping people. I thoroughly enjoyed my journey with Unpassive. I met a lot of really great people from all over the world, even right in the Caribbean. Even though I'm living in New York, I met people from Grenada, Barbados, St. Martin's, Jamaica, St. Lucia, a whole lot more. And I also got to work with them and build a relationship with some really, really great people and some ladies too. And this happens especially when we were doing the presentations for the guests. We had a blast. I loved every minute working and planning with them, and I still do enjoy it. I think our CEO, Ashma Farah, he's a one-of-a-kind man. He cared so much about people that he gave ordinary people the chance to be extraordinary and to help others. And one thing I would like to say, and I always tell my kids this, anything worthwhile takes time. So some of us are back, have been Unpassive for a while now, some from 2018, some 2019, 20. But remember, it's right around the corner, right? So it's much like a vacation or a special event. You know, the last leg before the big day, which seems like it's taken forever. It feels like an eternity. So I'm encouraging you to stay upbeat and positive and stay engaged. And remember this, buckle up, because it's gonna be a ride. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Nicole. I know many of us would have enjoyed and benefited from your leadership style. And we thank you for that. You continue to inspire us. We can look out for your comments every day. Yes, thank you very much for that. Now, we're going over to Barbados. We're going over to Barbados to hear what Dexter Warren has to say. Take it away, Dexter.
Hi, good night, all.
Good night.
Warm welcome to everyone. My name is Dexter Warren, as was mentioned before, and I came into Unpassive through Robert King. I was traveling, and that's something I really like doing, visiting different places. And I stopped in New York on my way home, and I met up with Bobby, and he shared this opportunity with me. And he played a video, I think it was Mike Ellis at the time. And listening to this video, I realized this business plan, I never heard of quite a business plan put together like this, where you can earn money while you sleep. That caught my attention right away. And at that immediate point, I joined the business and I take off to work. And I was quite instrumental in building a reasonable sized team. And I continue to have a great passion for the unpassive business. And sometimes people ask me, Dexter, how you could have such a passion for this business and you're not seeing the fruits of your labor, or listening to guys like Michael Williams, Red, and many other leaders. It gives me the passion to keep on going. I stay away from negative talk. I stay away from negative influence, and I just focus on the positive. And by doing that, I was able to help a lot of people from all various walks of life to come into Unpassive and to understand what this business can do for you. When it comes to our CEO, he is one of a kind. I mean, Ash Mufaro will break records that no company in the history of mankind was able to break. He'll make more millionaires. He will empower people financially, and the list goes on and on with this guy. There seems to be nothing to stop him. When he set his mind to do something, it's do or die. And listening to him over the years, have the passion he talk with, the ethical way in which he continues to emphasize the way he wants to do this business is a real motivation for me. And as a result, I continue to remain motivated and inspired, despite people might have a lot of negative things to say about the company and that kind of thing. That those negative talks have no place with me, really. I don't even hear them. And I encourage anyone who have the Unpassive business to stay focused, to stay in tune, and to continue to follow the webinars and to listen to the leaders that we have. We have fantastic leaders. We have a great CEO. Don't worry about what people has to say. Just recently, to give you a quick synopsis. A lady I introduced the business to in Canada, she called me and she said, look, all this talk, negative, blah, 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 blah. I think I consider, coming out of the business. I say, let me ask you something. The people who giving you this negative vibe, how successful are they? And she got the point right away. She said, I get where you're coming from. Because they are not successful. Negative there's nothing positive to come out of negative. You understand? So continue on to this journey. Is one of the greatest experience anyone will ever have with this company. So my passion is with Unpassive, and I hope you all have the same passion and drive. Continue to motivate your team to stay positive, and we're in it to win it.
Yes, we are. I agree with you, Dexter, that it is really great to be part of this history in the making. And just listening to you, your patience, I imagine that's going to help your founders and all of us here tonight to really be focused, just tone and the way you're putting that information over to us. So thank you very much for your input. All right, so we're going back to Trinidad, or coming back to Trinidad, and we're going to listen to our team leader, Neslyn Brathwaite.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Sue.
You're welcome.
I am Neslyn Brathwaite from the sunny island of Trinidad and Tobago. I came into Unpassive in January 2020, which is about 2 years, 9 months ago. I've been a proud founder. Now, Robert King is the one that had introduced me to Unpassive. He told me that Unpassive is going to be the biggest company, and that it's going to be bigger than Apple, Facebook, Google, all those companies going to be bigger than. and On Passive is going to market for me, build me a website, close the sale, and then pay me, I was in. I had no problem with that. I enjoyed that. Now, my journey, I'm still having fun. I learned a lot about On Passive. I learned what passive is and what it is not. And I've never been a founder of a startup company. Usually that is for a selected few of persons, but that's the case with On Passive. Our CEO has opened this opportunity to all who would appreciate it at a very low cost. So for me, being a founder with On Passive is a massive deal. When I look at On Passive, I don't see just a business or a company. It is something bigger than that. It's going to empower people to change their landscape of our lives and impacting the lives of others. Our CEO, Mr. Mafara, has taken on a monumental task, and he's accomplished it. I am privileged to go along with him on this journey. I see Mr. Ash as a warm, kind, funny, but firm when he needs to be kind of person, while maintaining a beautiful level of modesty. That's the heart of our CEO. That's the heart of On Passive. Thank you, Mr. Ash Mafara and the tech team for all your hard work. Back to you, Sue.
Thank you, Nezzy. That appreciation that you express, many of us feel it. And for us on your team, we get that regular encouragement and drive from you. And like Dexter said, the way you put things across, you're going to help us stay focused and to really achieve the goals that we've been looking for. And I do appreciate the fact, as you said, that simple, common people can benefit from this. Thank you very much, my dear. All right, so let's go to our last speaker, Delroy Tomlinson from Jamaica.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for having me. As introduced, I am Delroy Tomlinson. Some call me Tony. That's those friends and family, but that's it. No,
Tony.
Yeah, you can say Tony. Okay, yeah. Well, I would say that professionally, I am really a systems analyst, work with a large brewing company in Jamaica for over 25 years. And when I learned about On Passive, this journey started back in 2020, about in early September, because I really spoke to Sharon about a week after I joined, so it's really close between both of us, right? And so when I came into On Passive, I had my doubts. I was warned by some persons, I'm careful of getting into those things, those things can be dangerous and all of that. But, over the years, I've learned to follow my gut feelings. I have found that the times that I don't follow my gut feelings, I usually tend to regret it. So my gut feelings is telling me, my instinct is driving me in a certain direction, and this is what I do in every aspect of my life. I mean, I look at the universe from the atomic to the astronomical. I see order, beauty. I see the symphony of life. I see a blueprint that clearly speaks to purpose. And it's a similar thing with On Passive. When you look at the ingenious design, how everything is intricately woven together. Clearly, there's purpose here. There is evidence of purposeful intent in every detail, And so I have to ask myself, and I have to say to those persons, why would a person create such an ingenious master plan only to run away from it? I mean, it just doesn't add up at all. It doesn't make sense, So that was my gut feeling, and I went in, and as I said, I see evidence of careful thought and planning in every detail, every aspect of this business. Even look at the company logo, for example, the logos for the different products. I mean, I've been so inspired by these product logos that I've actually created a game, a logo game, you know, which we play with each other in our team meetings on you know, on Sundays. Right. So yes, you know, this has really been a great and fascinating journey, I must say. So whereas I basically came into Unpassive with a bit of skepticism, a bit of apprehension, a bit of speculation, today I must say that all of that has evolved into conviction. And really, I can't see how any founder at this point in time of the journey could have any doubts or not have that kind of conviction and excitement about Unpassive. Either they're just not connected or they probably shouldn't be here, you know, sad to say. But you know, sometimes right now as I see things unfolding, you know, such an amazing way, I have to look in the mirror sometimes. I'm wondering, boy, is this reality? I have to be reminding myself, you know, that this is real, it's happening. It's not a virtual reality, it's reality, you know. Right. And so in concluding, I just want to say in true Jamaican style, I just want to big up Mr. Ash Bufaro and his wonderful team in Hyderabad, and one love, everyone.
Thank you very much, Delroy. And I'm glad that you trusted your gut feeling. The interesting thing is, along with our gut feeling, the facts that are presented on Unpassive will help us keep our position. Won't you agree? Yes?
Yeah.
All right. So founders, please join with me to thank these leaders for their self-sacrificing leadership spirit that they've been showing for the past few years. Thank you all very much. At this point, we are going to go to the highlight of this evening, the overview. Let's then give our attention to our team leader, an experienced businessman, a family man, and a member of the Leadership Council, a true Unpassivian, our very own Mr. Michael Aim. Over to you, Michael. Go, Michael. Go, Michael. Go, Michael. No.
Someone need to unmute Michael.
Someone has to, okay.
All right, there we go.
Eager to hear from you.
Someone cannot follow instructions. All right. The chimes were too much in my head, so I wanted them to be turned off. So I asked to be taken off as co-host, but to remember to unmute me. But that's okay. The show must go on. Excellent job. Great job, everyone that spoke. You know, to me, that in itself is the highlight, because it's always great to hear from our leaders, our founders, you know, to get their perspective on things. And I commend you all for such a wonderful job. Where should I start? Around 30 years ago, I graduated from university. I then became a CFP, a Certified Financial Planner. I worked in the financial industry for a number of years. Then I decided to work for myself. And I became a professional network marketer. I then decided to educate myself, you know, about various ways to make money, right? I spent more money probably on education, right, than what I actually spent on my university education, right? It was a huge difference. I just felt compelled to try and learn as much as I could about all different sorts of things that were out there as far as how to make money and to maintain it from a long-term perspective, right? So over the years, you know, I know what it's like to make millions. Unfortunately, I also know what it's like to lose millions, right? But I'm a born fighter. You know, and, you know, maybe it's because of my Caribbean roots, you know, maybe that's what it is. I don't know, right? But I decided to go on the internet to make it all back. I spent the last 13 years or so on the internet primarily focused on email marketing. So AIM, Automatic Internet Millionaire, was launched in 2010. But even with the success that we were having with that, we still had a few problems. One of them being auto ship. That was still a problem for us. Retention was still a problem for us. If you didn't make money fast enough, right? The people that were coming in, if they didn't make money fast enough, they would quit, right? So even though they had nothing to do, all they had to do was get in, right? But because, we did everything for them, that still wasn't enough. No one likes to spend money every month, on a business if they're not making money fast enough. So that's what we were experiencing. And jump forward to July of 2018, here comes OnPassive, a powerfully completed automatic system that provides targeted traffic run by the OnPassive technology that will produce more money than you need, right? So the fact that we had a business that will perform for us, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, all of that, just having a system that can sell products for us, real products, right? Knowing that all the heavy lifting is being done. Because a lot of times people hear, oh, it's all done for you, and they think for some reason there's no work being done, right? But I can tell you with OnPassive, a lot of work has been going on behind the scenes, on the forefront, right? A lot of work has been done over the years. But what we really had in our hands was a system that will make sales for us, right? While we're sleeping, while we're on the beach. It didn't matter, right? If we're spending time with our families, we have something whereby we can actually enjoy life to its fullest, right? So if you have something like that, you certainly have a gold mine, okay? So I'm gonna take you down memory lane, right? Spend a few minutes doing that, right? And then we'll come back forward. Right. So in July of 2018, OnPassive was simply just a thought, just an idea. Ash Mafar produced 2 videos, right? And that's all people had to go on, right? By the end of 2018, we had GoFounders website, and we had about 10,000 founders who actually caught the vision of Mr. Mafar. Jump forward to 2019 now, then we start to get into a shift from a digital marketing platform to an artificial intelligence technology company, right? A company that builds fully independent products using the latest technologies to sell, because that's very important, to sell to the world products that are in high demand with real value. So as if it couldn't get any better, right? This was it. OnPassive was going to be my new automatic internet millionaire business. So it became my only focus, as it was the last business that anyone who joined would ever need. And by the end of 2019, we had around 50,000 founders. In the beginning of 2020, the entire world was hit with COVID. Yet, OnPassive continued to grow. We outgrew our office in India, and we acquired our own building in Hyderabad. Right? That particular building that we have there can accommodate about 1,000 employees per shift, right? Around 30 local founders in India were invited for a tour of the building. That was in December of 2020, and it was streamed via Zoom so that all founders worldwide could see it. By the end of 2020, we had around 400,000 founders. And throughout 2021, the company continued to build, it continued to create all of our products. In the first 6 months, we had around the same amount of new founders that it took 2.5 years to generate. And by the end of 2021, we had around 1 million founders, right? Think about that, 1 million founders. That was a massive accomplishment, folks. Right? It wasn't any small feat, because there's not too many companies that I can think of, or even companies that I was a part of, that were able to, amount that amount of, whether it be distributors, whether it be affiliates, whether it be, it didn't matter. There just wasn't, or you can't think of too many companies that are out there that have that. So certainly that in itself was a great accomplishment. In November of 2021, that same year, we had our new Old Founders website. and the anticipation, the excitement, all of that continued as we geared up for the greatest shape of our lives. Now, here we are in 2022, right? In February of 2022, we had the event, the live event in Boston, right, where Old Staff was launched. Near the end of March, we had our Burj Khalifa branding campaign. That started with the announcement of our offices on the 134th and 151st floor of that building. All that was done in the live event in Boston. Myself, along with other selected founders, we were able to attend that live event in Boston. And that's when I first met Mr. Ashmafar in person, in the flesh, after hours upon hours of phone conversations over 3.5 years. It was fantastic to finally meet him in person. Around that time, we had Oh Blessed campaigns got started, where On Passive began to uplift humanity by helping local charities. Lives were being touched, and yet On Passive didn't even start to sell its products to the public as yet. June of this year, we saw on the 22nd, the end of new founders registration. At that time, we had about 1.45 million founders, right? And July 1st, 4-year anniversary, right? What's going on right now? We're simply putting the final touches to start selling products, right? That's what we've all been waiting for, to start selling products. And during this month, right? This month here is in the month of September, we're going to see, our advertising and branding campaign on Burj Khalifa and around Dubai. Okay, that's gonna get going once again, right? So that's the kind of synopsis of how we came from 2018 to where we are now. So now let's look into your future, okay? I want to spend the next few minutes to look into your future. How do you as a founder benefit from all of this planning, all of this, creating, branding, all of that? How do you benefit from it? What's in it for you? In the next few months, the company will start to sell its products, right? How are they going to sell the products? They're going to sell it through your unique domain name, your website. You can start with whichever product package, right, that suits your particular budget. On Passive is going to set up everything and deploys marketing campaigns, providing the needed traffic, okay, which is targeted visitors, potential customers to your website. Guess what's going to happen next? The sales are going to start to come in. You are now making money. Money you can use to pay your monthly bills, money to pay off your debts, money for fun things like what? Like traveling. Dexter says he loves to travel. Guess what, Dexter? Here comes the money to allow you to do even more of that. Money to help those in need within your community. Money to help build up the Caribbean and communities worldwide. Are you excited? You should be. I know I am. We have a powerful automated system that will do all of the heavy lifting for us, all of the selling for us, taking care of all of our customers' questions and concerns. What are you doing? Enjoying life to its fullest. Technology can sell products so that you don't have to. Technology can find customers so that you don't have to. Technology can make presentations so that you don't have to. Technology can answer questions so that you don't have to. So when you have all of that, what do you have? You have a situation where money now is no longer an issue. No more worrying about the mortgage, how that's going to be paid. No more worrying about the rent, how that's going to be paid, where the food money is coming from, school fees for your children. All of that and more will be covered by your On Passive business income. Funds coming in month after month with extras left over to help others. Now that is the greatest shape of your life. That is financial and time freedom. Now that is total freedom. Welcome to your newfound wealth. And speaking of wealth, if you had a solution that will minimize crime, minimize poverty, minimize homelessness, increase people's level of education, improves people's health, reduce people's financial burden, And that solution could be used in any country in the world. So in other words, a global solution. Do you think that solution would make you wealthy? Of course it would. OnPassive is that solution. So what I want you to do now is just think for a minute, okay? Let's think for a minute. Go back in time, if you can remember, when we had to run 100,000 founders, back in the first half of 2020, okay? We were expecting 100 million customers in our first year of selling products to the public. Remember those guest webinars? Okay, remember the information that we would share? But guess what? Now we have 1.4 million founders, which is 14 times what we had in early 2020. So we can say it is reasonable to expect 14 times the amount of customers in our first year of selling products. In other words, 1.4 billion customers with a B, okay? Now, let's be conservative. Let's take off 400 million customers, okay? Let's throw them out, okay? And let's just say we have 1 billion customers. It's realistic, folks. It is realistic based upon where we are right now, that in our very first year of selling products, we could have 1 billion with a B, okay? Don't let that scare you. Again, remember, when we only had 100,000 founders, we were happily running around saying, you know, in the first year, we're gonna have 100 million customers. Okay, that was the anticipation, that was the expectation, okay? So don't be alarmed at 1 billion, okay? Get used to it, because there are gonna be some massive numbers in OnPassive. So get used to big numbers. This is why we always say, think bigger, right? Think bigger, all right? So what does that translate to in revenue? Because it's all about dollars and cents, right? That's billions upon billions of dollars, folks, coming into the company. If each customer only purchased just one product, okay? Just one product, that could easily be $100 billion with a B per month coming into the company. And we as founders get to share in all of that, because every sale must go through a founder. Imagine each customer purchased 3 products or even 4 products. OnPassive was designed to help you create wealth. We know some products will be free, right? We know that some will be paid. Some will have a trial period followed by a charge. Some will be annual, some monthly, and even one-time payments. So we will be receiving commissions in multiple ways. Okay, one last thing to think about. Imagine you have 1 founder's account. OnPassive starts to sell to the public. OnPassive starts to use its AI technology, okay? And then as a result, they generate 3 customers for you in the very first month, okay? Again, keep it conservative, folks. No need to hype it up, okay? Fast forward 6 months later, you probably have about 100 customers, okay? By the end of your first year, you probably have about 1,000 customers, all from OnPassive sending targeted traffic. Again, that's potential customers to your unique domain name. These customers are your customers. They are buying from you. Why? Because they're going to your website, your unique domain name. Okay? You are the hero. You are the genius that owns that website. Now, can you imagine your customers buy 3 or 4 products? I don't believe customers are coming in just buying 1 product, folks. No, not at all, right? If someone wants to build out their business on the internet, they need more than 1 product, okay? Let's be real, right? So just think of that. Can you imagine customers coming, buying 3, buying 4 products? What if you make $3 or $4 per customer's purchase? That's a cool $3,000 to $4,000 per month, or $36,000 to $48,000 US dollars annually. Now that is not guaranteed. Okay, so let me just put that out there. It's not guaranteed. I'm not here to tell you you're going to be making this amount per year or none of that stuff. Okay, we're simply looking at the possibilities of what your future could look like after just 1 year of products being sold. Where they're being sold? On your website, okay? Your website that On Passive sets up for you. Bottom line, more customers equals more money in your pocket. Now, what about those who have more than one account, more than one business? Can you see how easy it is from your perspective when you have a fully automated method of selling products to a global marketplace? Of course, there's work being done. As I said before, hard work at that. It takes time, it takes skill, it takes expertise in machine learning, expertise in marketing. I personally, I love marketing. Mr. Mufaro loves marketing, but most people don't like it. Most people are not good at it, and very few would even say that they love it. The good thing is that you don't have to either. It takes love as well. It takes love to be able to do all of this hard work and basically give away the profits, because that's what the company is doing. That is what On Passive is doing. Do you see why we say it's a done deal? Do you see why we are paying now to play later? By being patient, by paying attention, by enjoying the journey, by trusting the process, by trusting the person who invited you in, by trusting our tech team and staff in Hyderabad, in Dubai, in Singapore, by trusting our CEO. Buckle up, folks, buckle up. You're now part of the revolution. Your financial legacy is being built before your very eyes. On Passive is the only real solution to lifting up humanity by giving a helping hand. More than 7 billion people worldwide will feel the impact of On Passive on their lives directly or indirectly. And you as a founder are a part of that. Welcome to your new found wealth. Back to you, Sue.
Thank you very much, Michael. You know, we looked at you as magnificent Michael and then knowledgeable Michael, but now we have to call you Dr. Michael. You just cure our anxiety, and we are all excited now. We know exactly where we are and exactly what we are going to accomplish. Thank you very much. Yes? Founders, are you better? Are you walking away tonight feeling satisfied? I can answer that for you. Yes. Okay, at this point in time, we are going to our Q&A. And of course, our very own Michael Williams Aim will do that for us. Now, we are only going to entertain raised virtual hands, and we have Donna Maxwell and Beverly Barrett to help us. If you are a bit excited and you forget, and you put a question in the chat, Mamy Claire is there to guide you. So again, raise your virtual hand. So let's give the ladies, Donna and Beverly, the forum, and Michael to handle Q&A.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you. Thank you to all the leaders. Thank you, Michael.
And we will take it alternately. Can we or retreat?
I'll go first and then
okay.
You. Okay, come on, guys.
The hands going up. There are no hands at the moment.
Well, I'm not really expecting any questions, Donna or Beverly, to be honest with you.
I'm sure.
You know, I think we've...
Oh, I'm sorry, that was too quick. Darling. Please unmute yourself and go ahead with your question.
Hi. Thank you so much for the brilliant presentation. Thanks, Michael. So On Passive is going to be doing the marketing for us. Now, some of us might say, I want to also do some marketing on my own. I want to speed things up a little bit. And they engage a Google search expert to do some Google campaigns to get some increased targeted traffic to their websites. Your comment on somebody that wants to do that, Michael.
Well, I say that they should go for it. Okay. You know, I'm sure I'll be doing, you know, additional marketing, etc. But for the most part, you know, the main thing that I'll be doing is purchasing additional traffic from the company. It's the easiest thing for people to do, right? I'm not trying to get back into working. All of the working has been done, you know, over the past 4 years in building this company. So at that point, for me, I want total freedom. I want the financial freedom. I want the time freedom. I want to be spending time with my family. I want to be off in some exotic island somewhere, okay, enjoying life to its fullest, okay? So all I would simply do is just purchase more traffic from OnPassive because I can trust them. I may not be able to trust some of these so-called Google experts, okay? But by all means, people have that option to certainly do additional advertising any way they see fit, any way they know how. Yeah, that's welcome. Absolutely, Paul.
Yeah. So you do recognize that Google dominates that market. What is it? 90%? That means they must whatever system they're using must be extremely effective. Correct?
Not necessarily, Paul, but I don't want to go. I want to go into marketing at this point, but not necessarily though. Okay. First of all, most people can't afford Google advertising. Okay, most people cannot afford it. Okay, if you're trying to engage in a pay-per-click campaign, it costs a lot of money. I know people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay, on marketing. Why? Because they make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So they can spend, for example, you know, $300,000, but they're going to make 500,000, right? Now, the average person, you know, what are they going to spend, Paul? They're going to spend maybe $100, maybe a few $100s. That's not enough, okay? So from that standpoint, that's what I mean when I say it's going to be in people's best interest, founders' best interest, to simply purchase more traffic from OnPassive so they can be off on their business, enjoying life, and not necessarily getting traffic, unless it's a trusted source that you're familiar with that has done wonders for you before, right? But most people are not in that category, okay?
Right. Okay, so your advice is noted. Buy traffic from OnPassive if you want to increase your results, get results faster.
Absolutely. Right. And in addition to buying traffic, okay, you can send people to your site, right? I can call up my buddy and say, hey, Tom, guess what? I just created this wonderful site. It's going to blow you away. Go check it out. That's it, done, right? And so I can do that, you know, all day, every day, okay? If I want to do something as simple as creating flyers, dropping flyers off, whatever. There's lots of ways people can do it that's cost effective, okay? It's not about you spending a whole bunch of money. You know, you want to spend the least amount of money as possible, right? In hopes of getting the maximum return on your dollars, all right?
Here's a tough question for you. I don't know if you want to give away your multi-million-dollar secret. What's the particular marketing strategy that you have used to dominate the lead in founder that you have led into the company?
I mean, it's simple, Paul. I've been marketing #1 for, you know, around 30 years, offline and online. Online specifically, probably the last 13 years. You know, so it's a lot of trial and error and all of that, Paul. But the secret, if there is a secret, is having a list. Okay, meaning a list that you have created yourself, you have generated yourself. So over the years in your marketing efforts, you're able to gather, capture people's information. So therefore, when you start to, you know, use certain softwares, bulk mailers, autoresponders, capture pages, etc., you're able to, you know, get your marketing out there, you know, in a very efficient and effective way. So that's all it is. It's just experience is really what I would say in a nutshell. It's just experience.
Beautiful. Thanks, man. Thanks for being on board with us. We look up to you.
Paul, thank you, Michael, for that. The next hand raise is Melanie from California. Melanie, can you unmute and ask a question? Melanie? Melanie, unmute and ask your question.
Excuse me, I need to remind the co-hosts you have to unmute persons.
Yes. I'm doing that.
Okay, so Melanie seems like she's having trouble unmuting. Can we move to the next person? Oh, there she is. There you are, Melanie.
Thank you. I was trying my best to unmute, but it kept going back on mute. Okay. Hello, Caribbean, Passe, my people. I'm Melanie from Canada, but technically Dominican. I am so happy to be on Pacifian. I'm happy to be part of the family. And I'm happy that I'm going to share with a great big family, right? Where as far as humanity to contribute, because this is my heart. This is what I want to do, and this is what's coming our way, and I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to embrace it all the way, 100%. So I'm so thankful. I cannot be more than, happy. I cannot be happier right now than I was in the past, because I know what's coming our way. And honestly, Michael and all the other leaders who are not present, they have been doing a great job. And I'm so happy. I look up to you all with big respect. I don't know much about marketing. I have tried before, but I know it's coming our way, and I will be able to participate and gain in a huge way. I'll be able to participate and help my people around the world in a huge way. Michael, my question is the online. I know we have credential, but our online, how you call it? Having an online, it's not anything we can get from GoDaddy. We have to get it from OnPassive itself, right?
Well, yes. I mean, you can go to GoDaddy and go buy a domain name, of course, but GoDaddy is not going to set it up for you.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking, because I wanted to be sure.
Right. So you're going to get everything that you need. You're going to get it from OnPassive. You don't need to go anywhere else. One-stop shop.
All right. So we just have to wait. I just have to.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's all I wanted to. Other than that, I have no doubt, and I know big hearts are going to be placed together, pieced together, and we're going to do wonderful things for humanity. Thank you. Thank you
for your question, and thanks again, Michael, for the answer. Next up, we have Bruce Gerstein. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. How are you tonight? Everybody here, I'm sure, is fine, but I'm very excited for everybody here. I want to thank all the founders and the leaders who spoke, and especially Michael. I want to thank you so much, Michael, for everything you do. Today I was on the Heroes webinar and another one that both were live streamed. And in both cases, they talked about the free for life, both ONET and ONL. And my question about that is that those are public webinars, so I guess we're okay to talk about that, right? Is that correct, Michael?
That's fine. As our CEO says, Bruce, nothing right now is really private. Whatever is said should be private. People are putting it out there anyway. So he's fully aware. Nothing is really private. So it's fine.
So my question when it came to marketing or telling people about products that are going to be coming out, is there a way like through our sites to capture emails and telephone numbers? Can we do landing pages, anything like that?
Yeah, so at this time, Bruce, we're basically in a wait and see mode, okay? So we're gonna wait and see exactly what is gonna be presented to us, exactly what the sites are gonna look like. You know, are there capture pages, landing pages, autoresponders, all these things, Bruce. Again, it's a wait and see mode, okay? So let's wait until we get there, see what we have, and then we can kind of decide how to proceed, you know, for those who want to actually do marketing.
So I guess the only thing we can in the meantime is do live videos, talk about it, and just put some bait in the water, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, for those who want to do something right now because they can't just sit and be patient, you know, certainly they can just create curiosity with people out there in the marketplace. Okay. Yeah. And if you have your own, you know, any type of system that you may have, you know, that can capture people's information, you can do that right now and just have a generic message out to them, you know, just to keep them engaged and, you know, keep the curiosity high until we're ready to start selling. Then now you can, you know, kind of let the cat out of the bag, so to speak, and redirect them to your unique domain name.
I gotta tell you, it's blowing my mind how exciting things are coming and how firm and direct Ash was when he spoke. I really want to thank Ash so much for everything he's done. I always say we're like the never-ending story of love, hope, and compassion for mankind.
Absolutely, Bruce. You're so right. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Bruce. Next person, Sansia, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sansia, and I am here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Michael, for such a great presentation and all the information that you provided. I'm pretty sure everyone is clear and have a full understanding of what's coming ahead. I've been with OnPassive since 2020, introduced by my cousin in Florida. And it's been a great journey. I am on for the ride. I have a question for Michael. I was just wondering if over the next couple of months leading up to November, if we're going to see any major marketing event like we've had in Dubai and in India, if we're going to be looking forward to any major marketing event happening here in the US?
I would say just keep your eyes open. Okay, keep your eyes open. There definitely will be marketing events. We already know that, you know, Burj Khalifa, Dubai, that whole scenario there is going back to work, basically. So we're going to have that. And keep your eyes open in the US and worldwide. Keep your eyes open. All right. That's all I'm going to say. Keep your eyes open.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Answer the question, Sansia.
Okay. Yes, we have Annette Sankar. Please unmute yourself and go ahead with your question.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. And Michael, I would love to find out, do you know how much it will cost to buy extra traffic from OnPassive? That's one part of my question. And how should I go about doing that? And another part is, when will that option be available to me?
Okay. And so for all of those questions, again, that's a wait and see. Okay. You know, first of all, you know, we have to wait to see what the packages are going to be. Okay. So whether there's 2 packages, 3, 4, 5, whatever, we have to wait to see, you know, how many they're going to be. We have to wait to see which products are in each package. We have to wait and see how the traffic is divided up, how much traffic you get for a particular package, all those things. Those are wait and see, okay? So I know for most people that like to know things in advance and all that, but we've been going for 4 years now, and I've always taken that wait and see attitude. So that way, my emotions don't go all over the place, right? I'm always smooth sailing, okay? Because I know what I'm involved in, and I know what is going to happen and how I'm going to benefit, and all the people I've invited, how they're going to benefit, and so on. So it's just wait and see, okay? Because that information has not been communicated to exactly, how much traffic is going to cost, but we do know that we'll be able to have the means, the mechanism is going to be there for us to purchase as much traffic as anyone wants to have. We will have that ability to do so. And all of that is going to happen once we've activated our account and the business starts to be set up for us.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that question, Annette. Victor, it's your turn to unmute and ask your question.
Okay, this is Victor Abbott. Is that you're referring to me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good evening, good day to each and every one of you. It's 2 a.m., so I won't show my ugly face this morning, Michael. It's great. You're the only one who keeps me up at night. You're doing a wonderful job educating us, and I really do truly appreciate everything you say and everything you do. Our CEO came and spoke to us on Thursday. He said that there would be a situation where there are some products that he's going to sell, and he's under no obligation to share the rewards or from those products with the general population on passive, but he would do so. He would share it with some leaders. Now, I'm asking if you know whether some of these physical products will be available on the marketplace or in the marketplace, so that we also will be given an opportunity to market them if we should so desire.
Yeah, so again, everything is wait and see. We're getting a lot of wait and see questions. Okay. Because some of the products then, it has not been decided as to how they're going to be marketed. Will they be standalone? Will they be part of a package? Okay. Some of that has not been decided as yet. So this is why, things are kind of, heated up, right? Because we're in what, September, October, November. Okay. We've heard November 20th. We've heard that date being mentioned. So some things need to happen prior to that, right? But what I envision, though, Victor, is that things are going to start off on a small scale, okay? And then you're going to scale it up. You're not going to come out with a bang, here's everything, and no, right? A lot of people don't understand the marketing process, right? And so I know a lot of people have been antsy as to why we haven't launched yet and all these things. But let me just give you a quick example. You can't just decide to, you know what? I think I'm going to go send out 100 million emails today. You can't do that, right? Yeah. Or you shouldn't do it. You can, right? But it's not a wise thing to do, right? You're going to be blacklisted so fast, it's not even funny. Most of those messages will just go straight to spam if it even gets through the various filters. Right, so there's a way to do things, right? And it's the same thing with deploying products. You can't just come and let's just throw everything out there. This is why we're leading with O-Mail and O-Net, which are going to be free products, because that's going to help capture information. It's going to help build up your list. Okay, it's a good marketing, not good. It's a fantastic marketing strategy. A lot of times. We as marketers, we like to give things away for free. So I'll create a capture page, let's say, and I'm just offering free information. right? And so people will give me their name and email address in exchange for this information that I've got them excited about, okay? So once I get that, okay, that's a gold mine. If I want to, I can actually sell that information, right? And make money that way, or, you know, just follow through by trying to sell them whatever product that I'm marketing, okay? So that is huge. So there is a method to it. There's a way to go about doing it. And so, you know, even with the physical products, right, once it's decided as to how they will be marketed, that information will be shared with us. So we will know whether it's something that will be participating in it, or, you know, will there be any criterias or any of that stuff. All that will be disclosed to us as we get closer, okay?
Yeah, thank you, Michael. That gives me better understanding. There is one question that I've posed in the past, and I want to run it by you again, if I may. Sure. And that is the question of there are people, some you know my age, so there are people that are retired, and they have connections in government or corporate world, but they are not necessarily that computer savvy. And at one time there was going to be tutorials, or it was mentioned that there might be tutorials to teach such people how to present a product such as OSTAF for somebody who's in what's the name of it now? But slipped my mind.
Human resources.
Yeah, that's it. Corporate resource. Is there still going to be that sort of tutorial? Do you imagine? Because
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the answer is yes, Victor. You know, for all the products, then there will be tutorials for them. There will be information that people can read upon, etc. You know, for those who want to know more about the products, so you know they may have it in mind to want to go and sell or introduce it to whether it be corporate entities, etc. Right. So that information will be there. And the thing about OnPassive is that everything is going to be simple. It's going to be simple, that you don't have to have any tech background or anything like that in order to introduce any one of our products to anyone at all. It'll be a seamless process. And so we will have that. So yeah, people don't need to be concerned. You know, they could be 80 years old, Victor. I know you're not 80, but they could be 80 years old.
Close to it.
And they still will be able to introduce, you know, any particular products to the marketplace, right? That won't be an issue. The tech, the software, the system, okay, the technology, that's what's going to be doing all the present and sell and all of that, including answering questions for these individuals by way of our chatbot. Okay, so we will have that live phone support, all of that will be available. Okay.
I appreciate that. Thanks again, Michael. You are the best. You are the best in every way, shape, and form. You are the best. Thank you.
Thanks, Victor.
Thank you for your question, Victor. I know it's after 2, so thank you for giving up your, I wouldn't say beauty sleep, your handsome sweet sleep, just to be here with us tonight. So thank you. All right, next up we have Teresa from Canada. Teresa, you can go ahead with your question.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I want to appreciate each and every speaker from this team. I have to say, y'all are just really hitting the high points today. I listened to the 2 Kings people talk, and I listened to the poem, and I listened to Delroy, and I missed the singing voice. What's his name? Chris. And I have to say, wow, this team is just really kind of bubbling over. It's heating up in this team all the time. Every time I come here, I want to come back. Thank you so much for all that you had to share with us. I want to say thank you also to Michael. Michael, I have a question. You know, at some point you said, I'll make a marketer out of you yet. My question is a marketing question. And I was wondering if you could give me a little private time sometime tomorrow or the next day, and maybe 5 minutes so I could talk about this marketing question that I have.
Sure, just reach out, Teresa, no problem. Reach out to me, okay?
How to reach out? I'm not sure I know how to reach out at this point.
Send me an email, Teresa. Okay. Send me an email, and then we can talk on the phone. Okay, but send me an email first, okay?
I'm gonna try that first thing in the morning. Thank you very much. I appreciate.
Not too early, Teresa. Not too early.
Not till after 10 sometime. Nothing happens with me until after 10.
Okay.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it.
Good to see you, Teresa.
Thank you, Teresa.
Okay, next up we have Jeff. It's good to see you back. It looks like you got kicked off. So good to see you back. You can unmute and ask your question. Unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. Good night to everybody. Good morning to those who staying up late. It's my first time on your webinar. I am from the Bahamas, on the island of Grand Bahama, and I was introduced to Passive by Janet Butler and Eden Butler in 2020, September of 2020. And I appreciate listening to everybody on the panel earlier. I want to say, take this opportunity to say a special thank you to Mr. Ash Mufara and his family. And I know I'm echoing what every founder is believing to be the best shape of our life, the way forward, you know. So I've been listening carefully to the speakers and what their contributions are on your leadership team, and you're all right. I also listened to a few of the questions that was directed to Michael. And Michael, I also want to take this opportunity to say a special thank you for your countless hours, your recommendations, your professionalism, your continuation from what Mr. Mafra would have said, your echoing of his message. Had that not happened, I don't think I would be able to sit here and be able to speak this way from the Bahamas. I don't have a question, but I do have a message that I'd like to share with all the founders. I'm a member of this Passive family because I too have been looking for an opportunity to change the way that I earn monies. I read a book a few years ago, and one of the things that resonated with me is the fact that if you want to create wealth, there's not enough time in the day for you to do that. You have to find a way to create money whilst you're sleeping. And there are different forms of approaching that. The one area that I realized was missing is the area online. And being skeptical about how to approach that. I'm grateful to Janet and her husband, Eden, for introducing me to this platform, because it is, by the way, the best platform for us to consider, considering that beyond just making money, it has the intention of us to help others around the world. So here's my message to all of our founders. This is a waiting moment. It's one of the toughest things that you could ask an adult human to do, especially when you stand the same as if you don't have control of what the next decision is going to be. But for us to be at this point 4 years later, it means that we have come to a place where we've learned how Mr. Mufara thinks, learn how Passive is expected to work, how we have evolved, and we have an understanding to a certain extent as to what is coming next. So I want you to consider taking a bus, or let's just, better yet, a plane ride. How often do you book your tickets without knowing where you're going, or having an idea of what destination that you're going to? Then how often do you get to the airport without knowing which flight that you're going to take, and which gateway to get on? How often do you get to the aircraft, board the plane, and then go to the cockpit to ask the pilot all the details of how he's going to get you from point A to point B? You've probably never done all of that. Just relax. You've done what you can. If you feel at this point that you haven't done all that you can, the only things that you have not been doing is going into your back office, is checking daily on the updates, is going back to webinars and educating yourself and not sharing this information with people that you care about. That's it. The rest of it is done. It's as simple as that. Michael said it right, and I totally believe this. This is going to be so simple that even if you're in your 80s, you're in your 90s, have no knowledge of, no disrespect to anybody who's in their 80s or 90s, but even if you're an elderly person who's never done anything online, because of the way that OnPassive is set up, nobody's going to be left behind. My country only has 400,000 people, but I'm one of those 1,600 members of OnPassive who is prepared to revolutionize the Caribbean in one way or another. And so I just wanted to be encouraging, just to take this moment to tell everybody, just relax. You're in good hands. And the only way that you can stay engaged more than you are is to just keep going into your back office. There's nothing more we need to do. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Jeff, for the reminder. I know our leaders have been drilling that information in our head. So thank you again for the reminder.
Beverly, may I interject a minute, please?
Go right ahead.
Just to remind our participants to please have your name and the country clearly written. When you raise your hand, we would not like to call anyone without proper identification. Thank you. Thank you, Beverly.
Thank you, Sue. Okay, we now ask Jacqueline Warner. You can unmute and go ahead.
Hi, good evening to everyone. It's I just want to thank you for allowing me to speak on this platform. And I want to thank Mr. Michael Williams for an amazing presentation. Sometimes I think of you, Michael, as a twin of Mr. Ash. But anyway, I just want to thank Mr. Ash. Also, I want to thank all the leaders for all the hard work that they do continuously and consistently all the time. My question is basically about when your URL. When you're sharing the links, 67 OnPassive links actually, and you customize the link, and you trim it and trim it and so forth. And when you customize it, you actually create a second edition, either your business name or whatever. Does that become a permanent URL for me or any of the founders once we create it or customize it?
It is, but of course you can edit it at any time you like.
Okay.
Right? You have that ability to go back in.
That was my concern.
Change it, etc. Okay, but it is permanent.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thanks.
Now, Abigail Green, you may unmute and ask your question.
A pleasant good night to everybody. It was an aha moment from the time this webinar started, because it was like a buzz of excitement that filled the room, which is very good. And this webinar has been well thought out, constructed. So those who were involved in doing that, hearty congrats to you all. It has been filled with sentiments and also given us the knowledge that we need. So my question is to Mr. Michael, concerning those persons who would have multiple accounts and for some reason they may not be able to access their emails to be able to get the secret code or numbers to plug into your founder's website. Is there any knowledge? Do you have any knowledge in respect to the time period in which they would start to work on this for founders?
My question to you is, have you contacted support or anything? Like, what have you done with regards to whatever issue you're experiencing?
Yes, I did contact support, but I'm getting generated emails that came. I forwarded the information, but no response. So
So is
Still
it
waiting.
right? So is it that like what is the issue that you're having?
I'm not able to access my email.
Okay, so you cannot go into your email account. You forgot the password to your email account.
No, I remember the password, but it's not going through. And it's not giving me the option to be able to change the password. I did that multiple times.
Okay, so 1 second, Abigail, please. So there's old founders, and then there is your email account. Okay. So your issue is going into old founders, or your issue is going into your email account?
The emails.
Okay. So you're saying that you know your password to go into your email, and you're trying to log into your email. Nothing to do with old founders. You're trying to log into your email, and you can't get into your email, but yet you're using the right password.
Yeah, I have the right password, but it's not working.
Okay, so like that problem is not an on-passive issue. Right? That's why I want to make sure that it's not the old founders. You're trying to go to oldfounders.net, you put in the email, you put the password, and it's not letting you in. It's not that. You're going to Gmail or Yahoo or whatever email provider, and you try to log into there to get into your email account, and you can't get in, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, yeah. So
but
that
you remember, if I have to, even though because of the old founders, I would need a confirmation to go into my email to actually get the numbers to be able to plug into the old founders to gain access.
Right,
and that's
I understand that. So what I'm saying to you though, right, this is why I want to be perfectly clear that, you know, you're saying that you try to go into your email account and you put in your password into your email account and you can't get into your email account. So that issue is an email problem that has nothing to do with on-passive, is what I'm saying to you, right?
Okay.
That is between you and your provider. So if you feel you're using the right password, which I can't see how you're using the right password to get in. A lot of times when people have multiple accounts, and especially if they're using their phones, a lot of times they're not going into the correct email account, right? So are you using a desktop?
I'm using my laptop.
Using your laptop, okay. And so you know you're in the right, you know you're trying to get into the right email account. So your password is not correct. Try to change your password.
But it's not giving me that option.
No, there should be something that says forget password or something like that. And if you click on that, you should be able to go through the prompts, whether it be they'll send you a code to your phone, send you something to a recovery email that you may have set up, right? Something along those lines. But I would encourage you to get together with someone that can assist you so that you can get that cleared up. But that's like, there's nothing that I can do or old founders can do or passive can do to help you with your email provider. You understand? If it was that you couldn't get into old founders, right? You try to log in and you couldn't get into old founders, that's different. We can help you with that. But with your email provider, that is something that you'd be responsible for.
Okay.
Right, but don't give up though. Try and get with someone, whether it be the person who invited you, or maybe you have a team leader or someone that can assist you to be able to help you go through the various steps to make sure that you can get into that email. Because there should be a way to recover your password. You know, it's not a difficult thing to do, but you just may need someone to kind of guide you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Abigail, for your questions.
You're
All right. We now have Chantel Lorenz from the Bahamas. You can, oh, sorry about that. Hold a second. Go ahead with your question.
Good night. Good morning, everybody. I hope you can hear me well. I'm having a little bit of challenges with my internet, but I pray that you can help me, that you can hear me. I am Chantel Lorenz from the beautiful island of Nassau, Bahamas. And you all saw that the flag, you can't see my flag, but we are representing in large numbers tonight. And listen, I just love my country, y'all. So I can't help it but to big up. My son is half Jamaican, so I have to big up my country. And so I want to give it up for all the amazing leaders that are on this call. I am super excited. Listen, I feel as if I am home around the world. I want to thank you so much, Michael. I had an amazing call with him a few months ago. We chatted. I had to ask him if he was Bahamian because he sounded like one of us. But I want to tell you on behalf of the Bahamian people, we appreciate you so much. Our leaders, Janet and Eden from the 242, Jeff mentioned them. Listen, if it had not been for them saying yes to the call, if it had for you, Michael, saying yes to the call, if it had not been for Darrell Cook and all the other leaders, and most significantly, my sponsor, my lifeline, Kizzy McPhee, I do not miss her out. Because if it had not been for her thinking about little old me, then many of the persons that I've shared this with would not be on this call. God knows that we are so grateful and appreciative for Mr. Mufara for giving birth to this baby in the 9th month, y'all, in the 9th month. And in the 9th month, for those of you that are mothers on the call, you know we're getting ready to touch down. We just want to push that thing out, push that baby out. And so I want to encourage you all. I do have a question, but I'm going to encourage you all. There are some people that are trying to figure out, why is it that I have to hop on a call? Why is it that there are so many calls? Well, guess what? We're all in one place sharing one common goal. And most of us are here because we are tired of being tired. We have been looking for something that can generate the wealth that we are destined to have in our lives. Our children are depending on us. Our family members are depending on us. Guess what? We have something in our hands that's about to rock the world. And just like Moses was asked, what is in your hand? Many people don't understand what is on passive. They don't understand it. But we are frontliners, those of you that have brought persons in, please go back one more time. I've created a broadcast for my team on WhatsApp. I've recorded Michael and I sent it to them individually because I told them, hey, just get in. I bamboozled them, y'all. I was like, listen, it's only $97. This is the link. Y'all better sign up. You ain't got to do nothing. I'm telling the truth. That's what I told them. And honestly, I have made up my mind that I'm going to keep my team connected. The reason being is because some people you have to push and some people you got to pull. Now, I don't know about you, but we are at the finish line, y'all. We are at the finish line. Don't get weary in well-doing. Many of us have been in network marketing. We have tirelessly given time, money, and effort. It's payday now. Just like Michael said, he has been doing this for over 30 years. I have been doing this for over 23 years. The industry has brought me and my mother together. This industry has connected me with people all over the world that I would have never met. And I'm so grateful. And if there's one reason, you got to find one why. One why. Why is it that you're doing it outside of money? And then every excuse will be removed. So to all my Caribbean brothers and sisters, all of the other persons represented from India and all over, in the United States, in the UK, we are in it to win it, y'all. The best is yet to come. Hang in there, hold on, don't let go. This is not the Titanic. It's not about to sink, baby. We are taking off and we are going to meet each other at the top. I'm pumped, y'all. I'm pumped because guess what? If it had not been for one yes, this evolution would have never taken place. For 500 people that was on this call tonight, show me the money, baby. All right, let me get to my question. I love you all. I love you.
Chantel?
Yes, sir.
You make me want to go buy more accounts. I thought I had enough, but you make me want to go buy some more.
It's showtime, baby. Showtime. And ain't nothing like hanging out with leaders and dreamers, dream chasers, dream catchers, people that are resilient. And that's who we are in the Caribbean. That is who we are. Just September 1st, the Bahamas had the worst hurricane in history. Many lives were lost. Jeff told you he is from Grand Bahama, Bahamas. They've lost lives. We have found something that can at least take money. They're not even in proper homes. They still need money to do so much stuff. In Abaco, so many people still have not gotten closure. But guess what? Oh, bless. Oh, bless is going to be a blessing to many. And so I don't want to keep preaching. I sometimes, this little preaching thing that's come out of me. I apologize, y'all, but I do have one question. I just want to make sure, and Jackie was in the spirit when she asked the question too about the links. So I want to know, prior to the launch, once we were to utilize our unique link, and I've been helping my team and teaching them how to trim the link using O-Trim. Oh my God, I love it. I love O-Trim, y'all. I love it. All you do is go to link 67, copy that, click on O-Trim. I normally click the unique link, create the unique link, and I do my business that way. Y'all got to play around if you haven't before. So I want to know, prior to launch, when we share our link number 67, are those persons, once they click on that link, will they be linked to us permanently, or that won't happen until the launch?
Okay, so remember now, when we get to launch, okay, we're gonna have our own domain name, right? So everything is gonna be associated to our domain name, right? And keep in mind that O Founders, okay, O Founders is going to be something that's separate. It's going to be something that's going to be within the system itself that only we as founders can see, right? O-Trim is not a full-blown product as yet, right? But how marketing works though, somebody can go and click on another link and join with someone else based upon what we have right now, right? So just be mindful of that, mindful of you know, how you're marketing or how you're promoting what you're doing. If you're putting anything out there, try your best to capture people's information, right? Because when you have their information, you can then resend them out to go to your unique domain name when the time comes, right? So always, anything you put out there, always put a way for these, either A, capture their information, or B, have some form of contact info that they in turn can contact you. Okay, so always put that out there, regardless of what you're doing with O-Trim, right? And the link 67 or any other link, right? Just be mindful of that. But we're gonna have something that's totally separate once we have our actual domain name. Everything, email address, everything's gonna be associated with that particular domain name. Wow, you're a little firecracker, Chantel. I'm gonna bottle you up. use you for my marketing.
It's full of fire, trust me. Okay.
You want to get up and dance.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And so now we're going to go to Anthony Bonaparte. I'm going to ask you to unmute and fire away.
Okay. Hello, good night.
Right.
Well, good night, everyone. Blessings and peace. I just saw the person who came on before that is from Trinidad now. And I saw she was having problem with her email. So I don't know if you want me to assist her with that problem, because I have a little idea. Some of the emails and them, what people don't do when they register for a Google email, they don't put a recovery email. So in case if they have a problem now, it will be easier to access, or you could put a phone number. You could put two different methods. You could either use your phone number as a recovery tool, where they'll send a one-time code, and then you could reset your password, or you could use the email. So you have two different things that you could do. Some people don't do that. So when they end up in this predicament here, it will be harder for them to get in. So what you have to do is, if she put in a phone number, she'll be able to get back access to it. So I don't know if she want to leave a contact for me, and I could probably work with her to help her with that problem with the email, to see how best we could fix the problem there. Because if you ain't getting the email, you can't get into your back office. That'll be a problem. So everyone should know, put in a verification email and a phone number. When they're setting up the Gmail or any email provider, they're supposed to put that in. That is a security. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Anthony.
And of note, Kevin Rutledge has posted in the chat a link for recovering your email. What was it, Abigail Green? So you may want to take a look at that as well. Okay.
Okay, thank you all for your questions. I'm not seeing any hand raised, but I was scrolling through the attendees and I noticed there are 3 attendants. Let me say, Mari DeGamo, Chris Johnson, and Julianne. Thank you for being on our Caribbean webinar. Welcome. We appreciate you. Just like Michael, we appreciate you. So welcome to our Caribbean webinar.
Awesome. Are we going home now? Are we partying? Are we dancing? What are we doing?
Oh,
it's almost, Michael. It's almost time to go home.
All right, there's another hand raised. Mike Andrar. I'm not sure if I pronounce your name properly. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, everyone. I really don't have a question. I'm from a small town called Thomasville, Georgia.
Is that my man, Mickey Anderson? Is that you, Mickey?
That's me, Mike. How you doing,
wow.
bro?
Wow.
Yeah, man. Look at here, Mike. I just want to give a special shout out to Michael Williams, because I never really met many guys as honest as this man. You know, I've known Mike quite a while now, and I've never seen him likes on anything. I always kept it 100. I always kept it real. Love Yahweh, you know, love his people, and everybody else. I'm not gonna leave, you know, everybody. He loves his people, just like myself. And man, I'm just so happy. I thank Yahweh all the time, man. For me, Michael Williams, like, I'm from a small town, man. Like I don't even think it's 25,000 people. So, you know, for us to be in a position like this, just a blessing. I want to thank Ash Mafara and his family for being such a great guy. You know, him and Michael Williams, me and Mike was in AIM together with Mike. So, you know, I should tell Mike, like, man, you know what, this sounds just like AIM, you know, but, you know, just, you know, we couldn't get to, like you said, the conversion rate couldn't stay together. But just couldn't go by without telling you, thank you, Mike, for being who you are. And you keep being great, brother. Praise Yahweh. That's it.
Appreciate you, Mickey. Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's it.
Thank you, Mickey. And there's another hand raised. Min, Malaysia. Can you unmute and ask your question?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Seems that we
lost her.
Well, no, she's still there.
Yeah. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Good morning, everybody. And thanks, Michael, for all your past sharing. This is the only opportunity that I can catch you live. Okay, I have a question here pertaining to, because I remember one of the webinars that I heard that you mentioned that when we have a couple of the founders account, and it is advisable for us to give them instead of blessing it to the unprivileged homes. So would you suggest that we would just keep all the founders account and create the resellers account for them? So let's say if I have 5 unprivileged homes that I would like to bless, do I create 5 individual resellers account for them? How do I go about it?
Well, you know, that's a good question, right? It depends, right? I mean, there's a lot of factors that are involved, but bottom line is this: for founders accounts, if I have 5 or 10 or 500 or whatever the number is, I just don't believe in giving away founders accounts to people who didn't come in as a founder, right? Not everyone is meant to be a founder. And if I have all intentions of blessing the lives of others, I simply would not give them a founder's account, right? So yes, I would actually have them set up a reseller's account once we get going, okay? And I can, you know, if I have a particular account that I was hoping or intended in the beginning to give to someone, I can use some of the income that's coming through that account and transfer to their wallet, right? So there's lots of things that can be done, but I definitely would not be giving away founders. Listen, those are accounts to be cherished. You understand? You know, we who have toiled, we who have been here, we have been loyal, patient, all of that stuff, locking arms with our CEO. We've gone through all that. We as founders, you know, keep that at a different level than those who, you know, didn't see it, didn't choose to get in, all of that, because we've all had the opportunities. We've all had people that we've spoken to. We've all had people that we cared about. Some people even paid for accounts for people, and those same individuals reject the account. That one blows me away, that you actually pay for someone and then the person says, oh no, I don't want it because I don't think this is something that's good, right? So I'm just saying there's lots of charities, there's lots of things that we want to do, lots of causes that we want to support, but I wouldn't support those causes or individuals by giving away the founder's account. Definitely help them create a reseller account. And if they don't have the funds, you know, for whatever reason, I'll pay for the reseller account for them, no problem. And then I can give them a helping hand. I can give them a head start by transferring some funds, you know, from the founder's account over into their reseller account. Does that make sense, Mim?
Yes, correct. Agree. Yeah, that's why when I listened to one of your webinars that you mentioned about keeping the founder's account, and I thought about it, yes, it makes sense, you know, not to give away the founder's account. So I was just wondering that, you know, whether to give them, create the reseller's account to them individually. Of course, that I will speak to them first. If they are willing to accept it, then I will create the reseller's account for them. Or the other way, as you mentioned, just to provide them some financial fundings, yeah, for their to cover their daily needs.
Absolutely. In addition to that, folks, remember now, we want to stimulate the economy. We want to create jobs. You know, we want to be able to create businesses outside of On Passive and employ some of these same individuals that we want to help. Because guess what now? You're in a position, you know, to give them an income, right? A salary that's more than what they'll get out there in the marketplace, because you're going to be doing it, you know, from a different mindset, right? You're going to be doing it, you know, with an actual heart of compassion. So it's not going to be about, well, I'm setting up this particular business because I'm looking to maximize the income, revenue, all that stuff. No, it's more, I'm creating this particular business because I want to employ others. I want to give people an opportunity where they don't have an opportunity. Some people can't get jobs. So if I can go out there and create a business that employs them, that's a good thing. Now they can fend for themselves, right? And I'm also going to treat them just like our CEO has shown us, right? By the way, he's treating the staff, now even calls them partners, right? So we can in turn do the same thing. So I think that's also another great idea of what we can do going forward. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Michael.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Min. We now have Chinnerit Frazier. You can unmute yourself and go ahead with your.
Yes. Good night, everyone. I like that we can meet in this fashion, but thinking like founders, when could that be possible? We could meet in person, like in the form of a seminar or something like that, because sometimes one-on-one interaction with each other, we could talk more and, you know, explain to the other person what we understand, and we can get more clarity, because on this platform, some people might have more questions, but they're hesitant. But if we have one-on-one interaction, it would benefit them more to even understand the product and to be easier for them to flow with what's going on in Unpassive.
Okay, sounds good to me. All right, sounds good. Of course, you know, there are going to be lots of live events. There's going to be lots of getting together, you know, as we move forward. There's no doubt about that, whether it be in Jamaica, whether it be in Barbados, Trinidad, etc. Around the globe. We're already having people having live events. You know, Julie Wynn, who's with us tonight as well, you know, she's had multiple events, regular meetups in California, as an example. You know, there's been meetings in Maryland, meeting in Florida. You know, there's people doing stuff all over the globe, in Africa. You know, I see in Brazzaville, you know, there's lots of people having meetups. So I'm sure more and more of that will be going on, you know, but it's just a matter of time for all that to be taking place. The great thing about, you know, doing it this way, in this format, is that you can reach so many people, you know, that they don't have to leave their homes, right? Like I can be here in Canada, for example, and I'm able to communicate with you in Jamaica, communicate with you in the US, communicate with you in Japan and so on, Malaysia, right? You know, without having to leave my home. So this is actually much more efficient way of communicating, but certainly there will be live events locally. There will be, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Donna, can you imagine if I had to jump on a plane to go to Jamaica, to go to Dominique, to go to the UK, you understand? Been there, done that, right? that was years ago. While I enjoyed it back then, you know, I kind of like the new way of doing things. I kind of like, you know, being able to come on, you know, at any given time and be able to reach out to people globally, because it is a global company. You know, I know a lot of us like to have that local, you know, feeling and all of that, but yes, I prefer the global aspect of the business. Because that's who we are. We're in over 200 countries around the world, you know, but yeah, that's every single opportunity to be able to reach people, whether it be online, offline, will it be at a hotel, all of that stuff. It will all be available, no doubt about it.
Okay, thank you for that. Now we have our CEO data center owner. Our CEO data center owner. I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself and give your piece.
Well, good night, everyone. Good morning. Just blessed greetings to all. This is Verona Willis. Yes, it says CEO, data center owner, Verona Willis from the US. I claim the position because Ash put it out there. And what is presented to me, I take it and I represent it in the way it's presented to me. I earned it. So yes, I am going to use it. So with that said, I would like to say, first of all, instead of question, I would like to say, Michael, Michael, Michael.
Yes, ma'am.
For once, I would like to say, I love to see when you're laughing. Laugh some more. Laugh some more. And there's something about laughing. Yes, it does something. And the more I watch you, is the more you're laughing, because when you laugh, I believe what is happening to you, you're releasing the information that you have inside of you. And there's something about releasing. When you release, you feel that freedom and you release all that mental energy. So when you release that, we take it in and we grow from what you present to us. Your presentations are excellent. So please, I'm just encouraging you to laugh some more so I can laugh with you. Okay? It's great energy.
You
Great
sure,
energy.
you sure you don't want to laugh at me?
No, I don't laugh at people. I laugh with them, because when I laugh with them, we grow together. We grow together and we build together and we support each other. So when I laugh at you, that simply means I am putting you down. I am not in the business of putting anyone down. I'm in the business of elevating people, whether it is mentally, spiritually, financially, whatever the case is. I'm in the business of elevation. So I'm not going to laugh at you, my brother. I'm not going to do that.
Awesome. Awesome.
So this is a space where we, Caribbean people, have a sense of energy, that we work together physically, and when we work mentally together, we create waves like the ocean. We carry ripple effect like the ocean. So I just want to just drop in here tonight and drop on each and every one that's on this call, whether you're from the Caribbean or whether you're otherwise, that when we work together in a mental energy, we build a force that cannot be reckoned with. So let us cling on together, all arms together, not physically, but mentally, because mentally is what matters. That says, mindset matters, so let me say it, mindset matters. Increase your energy, increase your frequency. And as you do so, we will be like Michael and laugh a little bit more, because laughter is not only the best medicine, it is one of the best medicines. So, hey, Michael, give me another laugh.
May I interject at this time? Looking at the time, Michael, and the time that we gave for the webinar, at this point, should we just take one more question?
You're the boss. I'm
All
just
right.
a guest.
Okay.
All right.
Beverly?
Thanks, CEO Verona. Now we'll ask Grace from the US to unmute herself and go ahead with her question.
Hello, everyone. This is my first time on this webinar. I really admire your spirit. I admire your unity. Keep it up. It is very, very encouraging. I have a question for Michael. Michael, I admire your professionalism. I admire your knowledge base. When you mentioned something about people who've got accounts for family members that don't want it, I am one of them. And I don't know what to do with this account, because Gmail had dropped this person off because of non-participation, and he doesn't want to have anything to do with the account. What can I do with this account?
Okay, so good. Is Grace?
Yes.
Grace.
Yes.
Okay. Good question, Grace. If you could reach me, do you know how to get a hold of me?
No, Michael.
No. Okay. I don't want 500 people to get a hold of me, Grace.
Can I send you a private? I don't see your name here.
No, because yeah, just drop a message.
She can send it to me, Michael.
Yeah, okay. Just send a message to Nicole, and
okay.
I'll link up with you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, so thank you, Donna and Beverly, for handling the hands for us. Michael, would you like to wrap up for us, please?
Sure. What I would say, for all founders, is to understand that now is the time, to pay attention, right? We want to log into our accounts as often as possible, okay? If you have more than one account, you need to log into all of them, right? I know some folks, they may have a few accounts, but they only log into one account and they never log into the other ones. Some folks need their NDAs to be re-signed. And so because they're not logging into their other accounts that they have, they don't realize this. They're not logging to the email accounts. They're not logging to the old founders account. So they have no clue what's going on with the other accounts. So it's important that we need to pay attention at this time, because you don't want to wait until the 9th hour and now you're running around trying to fix an issue because you're locked out of your Gmail. For some reason you can't log into founders, etc. For these other accounts that you have. I highly recommend, whether it's weekly, whether it's bi-weekly, you want to log into those accounts. You want to make sure your name is correct. You want to make sure your phone number is correct. You want to make sure your country is correct, right? You want to make sure you're logging in to the email account itself. Sometimes we forward accounts, right? But it's good to log into the root email account as well from time to time. Your email is crucial, folks. It is crucial. Make sure everything is working, because that part of it is your responsibility. Yes, the company is going to do all the heavy lifting for you, right? But when it comes to your email itself, that's your responsibility, okay? If you invited somebody into OnPassive, make sure they are paying attention, right? It's not just you, but again, you took it upon yourself to invite them in, right? So make sure that they're paying attention as well, right? It's your business, right? This is your business. We've heard our CEO, data center owner expressed, that the data center, hey, she's CEO of that. She's taking that upon herself. So she's taking responsibility for her business. She's taking ownership of her business, and all of us should do the same. Take ownership of your business, right? Your financial future, right? Think about it. Your financial future. Never before, never before have you had a chance at real success, right? Think about that. Real success where you get to reap the rewards without doing all of the work. Never before has a company decided to truly help you become wealthy. Folks, right? This business was put together to help you become wealthy, not help you to make a couple $100. Because with a couple $100, you can't help no one. You can't even help yourself with a couple $100, right? So understand what this company is about and what it was created for, okay? Think about the small outlay, right? The small amount of money out of our pocket that we had to put out to become a founding member. The small amount of money that we'll have to put out to activate the account. Even if you don't believe you will succeed, right? The fact that you're in, you're going to win. You understand? So this is one of those times that even if you don't believe, right? Just the fact that you're in, you're going to win. And to me, that is amazing, folks. That really is. Your financial life will never be the same. On Passive is the last business you will ever need. The only business you will ever need. Life is good, folks, right? So I say thanks for coming out. Thanks for your support. Thanks to all those that are working in front and behind the scenes throughout the Caribbean. Ingrid, Fonya, Madiclaire, Sandra, Latoya, Andrea, Maxine, Esther, all the great leaders. Robert, Nicole, Sherwin, Delroy, Neslyn, who am I missing? Dexter, Sharon, Sue, Chris, Rose, Ian, Donalyn, Eddie, Sherwin, Donna, Beverly, Stephen, Janice, Christina, Xavier, Laurier. Folks, so many people. Patrick, Paula, Alex, Martin, Anne-Marie, Maureen, Angela. I think this should sum it up. All the Caribbean Massive, big up yourself because you're done know.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
You know, you've heard so many express thanks to you, you know, say the word thanks again. It seems like if we have to coin a new word for you, I'll echo the words from Victor that you are the best. I'll echo the words from Jeff that, you know, thanking you for your countless hours and guidance that you've been giving this team. I know that we are all going home well informed, no anxiety, and with the profound advice we received from you, we are satisfied. So I have to say the word again until another one is coined. Thank you, Michael. So I'll also like to thank the speakers for their reflections tonight, for Donna and Beverly handling the questions, for Fonya and Esther and Sharon doing the admittance, and Mamy Claire controlling the chat. Thank you all. Have a pleasant night. And
thank you, Sue.
yes.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
Thank you from Canada.
Thank you all for a lovely webinar. Michael, thank you.
Thank you very much. Tonight was very exciting.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Good
Thank you from Brooklyn.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Love you.
Night,
Praise
all.
Yahweh.
Thank you, Michael.
One and all.
Good job.
Thank you, everybody.
Night, everybody. Good night, Sue. Good night, Michael.
Excellent, Mike.
Shalom, Habibi, Rose.
Good
Shalom.
night, all.
Thank you.
Have a very good
Okay.
night. Good night.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks,
Good night, all. Good night, good night, good night, good night.
Stop recording.
Good night.
Everyone.
Beverly.
Good night.